Now check this out. These are rare moments when I randomly meet and play chess with my subscribers on Chess. And just a little disclaimer there, this has nothing to do with my opponent. So I believe my dear subscriber was just caught unprepared. Maybe they did not watch my Madman's Win Gambit video. So this has nothing to do with competition. You guys who are watching can also do the same. You can challenge me on Chess. Or to make it easier for you guys, simply follow me on Patreon. Yes, because there you can send me direct messages, especially when you want to challenge me for friendly games. If you want to support this channel and my little works, you can consider joining a paid membership tier. Alright, let's dive in and see how I sacrificed my rook in the opening stage against my strong opponent. Let's go. Alright, let's do this. Pawn to e4. I'm playing against a 2240 rated opponent, Fischer Erigaisi, a combination of two great chess players in chess history. So I want to play a gambit in the opening stage, which is called the win gambit, but I'm going to sacrifice my rook on a3 if black allows. I call that the madman's win gambit. So let's see how this goes. I don't know if my opponent is going to take this pawn or not. I like the fact that my opponent is taking a bit of time trying to figure out what to do on the next move. Yep, so pawn takes is the common move, the most common move in both the master's database and the Lichess database. There's no reason not to take that. So think of the win gambit like the reversed Bengal gambit. Oh, this guy is asking me, are you the YouTube guy? Should I answer? Yes, hello there. Sorry, I'm just texting back. Alright, so my opponent just played pawn to e6. Ah, huge fan. Thank you so much. Let's have fun. Okay, so knight c3. This is how the theory goes. I call this the madman's win gambit. These are rare cases when I meet a subscriber on Chess. And I'm sure by this time my opponent is confused. Why did I do that? Sacrificing my rook. Now the guy knows who I am, so I'm sure they're going to be extra careful. YouTube guy, am I? So if I want, I can move my rook, but I'm tempted to go maybe knight f3. I still want my opponent to take because bishop takes comes with some great advantages, good advantages for lack of a better term. Maybe if my opponent won't take, yep, okay. So they just took. So the next move is supposed to be knight b5 unless black plays pawn to s6. In fact, s6 is the best move in this position. Ah, my opponent found it. I'm dead. I am dead. In this case, I'm just going to plant my bishop on d6 for a reason. I want to go knight g5 in the near future. The knight g e7. So you see what I do, you guys. This is what I was talking about in my yesterday's video. I deliberately disadvantage myself in the opening stage for your own entertainment. And one of the reasons why I do that is, oh, I just mentioned that I just try to make things become interesting for you. Try to come back into the game somewhere in the middle game. Hope you know what I mean. This is nothing to do with my opponents. It's not a way of underrating my opponent. Nope, I'm not interested in doing that. So let me go pawn to g4. I'm supposed to be very aggressive when playing this gambit. With this move, I also kind of stopped knight f5. I don't want to lose my dark squad bishop. He's doing a great job of pinning that knight to the rook. Also stopping some, you know, important movements for black. So I'd love to play pawn to g5, h4. You see, it's always difficult to play against somebody who knows who you are. Like, this guy knows I'm a YouTuber, I'm KaspaChess, and I do tricks. I'm a trickster, so it's not easy for me. I need to do something to prove something. Can I just capture the rook? No. So here's the concept in chess, you guys. There's what we call material advantage. There's what we call piece evaluation. You know, in this case, my bishop is more valuable than black's rook. It's doing a great job. It's stopping or limiting, you know, a lot of black's moves. So black can't just make, meaningful moves from here. So I should not trade off my bishop. I should leave it in the game. So just as I stated, I can play g5, or perhaps, oh, wait a second. In this case, my opponent is double attacking this, but I'm just going to play knight e4. I have some ideas. Going pawn to g5 on the next move. Maybe h4, h5. So let's see what Fischer Erigaisi is going to do to my teeth. My elbow. I guess now I can play. Oh, wait a second. There's something like knight f4 if I'm not mistaken here. Let's try this. h4. Even if knight f4 comes, I'll still go pawn to g5. So here is my plan from here. I want to go g5, rook g1, and probably give a check on the next move, open up the king side like that. I'm not afraid of these pawns. First of all, oh, wait a second, my opponent just played the move that I was afraid of. By the way, the pawn on b5 for black will be stopped by my c pawn. The a pawn will not go anywhere. It will be stopped by my dark bishop, or by my knight, or by my queen, or by my other rook. So I have so many things to do to stop that a pawn. And that's why I said think of this in the way you would against the Bengal gambit, where we sacrifice 2 pawns on the queen side. Yeah, I would say that the wing gambit is like the mirror of the Bengal if you think about it. Again, remember that it is too risky to play a gambit in longer time control matches where your opponent has enough time to find correct moves, cause by principle gambits aren't supposed to be, you know, sound openings or good openings. So I have this idea of sacrificing my knight since I'm gonna take back with my G pawn. That's what I was talking about. In fact, let me do this. I mean, my position looks a little bit cramped, to be honest, so I just want to open up this side of the board. And if I sacrifice my knight and pawn takes, I have knight g5 and queen takes. Now I feel like Hikaru, who am I? Anytime I want to, I can get back my rook. Keep that in mind. So let's do this. Knight check. So the idea is to pave the way for my queen someday. And in a way, I'm just kind of asking black to help me open up the G file. Gambits work well in blitz and bullet chess, to be honest. But not all gambits. Of course, there are some decent gambits out there like the Queen's Gambit, the King's Gambit, the Evans Gambit that cannot be counted as gambits, like really. Because there's always a way to get back a pawn in the middle game. You know what I mean? In the case of the Queen's Gambit. So the gambits that I'm referring to are extreme gambits. I don't want to lose my last card bishop, so bishop e4. So I'm talking about extreme gambits like the modern gambit, the Fianchetto gambit, or the madman's wing gambit, where we sacrifice a rook in the opening. Those are very dangerous gambits, very dangerous and dubious gambits. Again, I'm still attacking the rook. See how I'm not even bothered to take that rook, because I understand the value of pieces. Sometimes the bishop can be much more valuable than the rook. In some other instances, a pawn can be more valuable than a queen. That's how chess works. Once you understand these principles and ideas, you will be great at chess. So don't just take anything that you see on the board. Bishop b7. Now see the idea. Like I said earlier, I want to take this pawn, the h5 pawn. So in this case, I'm tempted to play something like, I think, knight back to g1, paving the way for my queen. And note that I'm attacking that pawn. And I have a feeling that my opponent is going to play something like pawn to g6 here to protect that knight. Maybe if that happens, I'm going to exchange knights. Finally, my opponent just took my knight. I thought they were going to advance their pawn. This seemed to be more promising. Oh, wait a second, they're still holding on to their knight. Or maybe this time I'm going to play knight h3. Yeah, so I'm afraid if I just take right away, that'll be a 1-0 move. Black will have time to organize their pieces or something like that. So let me disturb the piece of this knight by going knight h3. That will be kind of a deflection if you think about it. Check and mate on the next move. So this is a very simple move to spot. So knight takes, that will be a mate in 2 if you think about it. Yeah, so technically speaking, I'm just up a piece. Because black can take, oh, maybe they have knight g6, but I still have check, takes. Oh, wait a second. First, queen takes h5, pawn takes, that, mate on g7. This guy's name Fisher Erigaisi. So intimidating username. But he is a great guy. He's playing so well. That's why his rating is high. 2240, quite a decent rapid rating. But I hope they did not feel disrespected with my madman's wing gambit. Just a disclaimer, this isn't the speed run. It's just a random game that I happen to record. You're not allowed to play speed runs on, using original accounts, if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of way of milk rating, which is not allowed. So I think I just have to take on h5. What else can I do? Can I take back with a knight or the queen? I think checks do make sense. Checks always play forcing moves first before anything else. Okay, so I have this idea of checkmating my opponent like that. Oh, wait a second. Here's a simple checkmate sequence. G6, pawn takes, queen takes, that will be check, and then rook g1, mate. So let's do that. So the idea was just to open up the g file to pave the way for the king's rook. Now see how much pressure the dark side bishop is putting on black's side. You see what I was talking about? So now pawn takes happened. I'm supposed to take back with the queen. Checks are always forcing moves. Consider playing forcing moves first before anything else. Now I'm gonna play rook g1. The idea is to checkmate like this or that. Oh, wait a second. Did I just allow something here? No. If rook g8, I still have queen h6. That'll be checkmate. So there's nothing my opponent can do in this position. Even if queen e8 is played, I have queen h6 checkmate. There's absolutely nothing. If this sacrifice happens, I have queen g7 checkmate. Yeah, so the game is just over. My opponent just resigned. Let me try to rematch. Good game. Okay, GG. Now check this out, you guys. If you want to learn more about these kinds of tricks or similar opening ideas like the ones I just shared, you can watch this video that has popped up on the top left. Another video that I highly recommend you check out to skyrocket your rating is this one that has popped up on the top right. But if you love gambit videos, you can check out the video that has popped up on the bottom left. And if you are a lover of chess traps like myself, feel free to click on the video that has popped up on the bottom right.